Alright, welcome to our 2022 RPOD 192. We're going to start right in the back corner here. Just got your bumper. Just going to kind of squeeze that bumper cap, pull it on out. It pulls right out of there. Reaching in a little bit, we got your sewer hose in there, so if we just pull that out, you can find you got your two adapter ears and your sewer adapter there. So that's how it'll hook up to your sewer system. Once the hose itself is fully extended, it is about 20 feet long, and we're just storing it in the bumper here just to help keep any sort of stench out of the trailer, keep things that little bit fresher and smelling a little bit cleaner. That cap just kind of presses into place, and once it's in there, there you have it. In this corner, as well as each corner of the trailer, you've got your stabilizer jacks here. So what they'll do is they'll just run down, contact the ground, give that nut another turn or so just to tighten it up, and they'll just get rid of any sort of bounce or sway that you see you got in the unit right now, just keeping things that little bit firmer while you're out camping. Right in front of this rear stabilizer here, you've got your low point drains. So you got a cold and a hot line back there, so you're just going to open up that valve, drain out the water lines. Purpose of that would be if you've left the unit for a while and you don't want your water stale or stagnant, you just drain it all out, keep it all fresh. Secondly would be for winterizing, just get all that water out before you go pumping the antifreeze through. Right ahead of that, we got your sewer system here. So we just got your cap there, you're just going to kind of press that in, give it that turn, and pops off of there. So you can see it's got the exact same two ears that your sewer hose had. You're just going to kind of press that back on, give it that turn, clicks in, and there you have it. On the left you get a gray valve, on the right you get a black, so that black valve is controlling your black tank, which is filled from your toilet, so that's of course going to be your coldest or your dirtiest water. You're going to pull that valve, allow that to drain itself out. Once that's done, you can come to the gray. Gray is filled from your sinks as well as your showers, so typically cleaner water, and dump that last just to help keep that hose as clean as we can. Up from there, we've got the cable and satellite inlet in the right here, so you're just going to take a coax cable, it'll plug on into there and fire up at your TV location. Ahead of that is your power port inlet. So if we pull that on out, you can see you just got that little notch in the bottom corner there. It's going to line up with that notch here. I'm just going to kind of press that into there, give it a little 1/8 turn, then it locks into place. And then you also get the threaded collar in the back there to really lock it down. And at the end of that cord, we'll find your standard 30 amp end here. Most campsites are going to have that. You can just plug straight on in and you're good to go. Right. We do also provide you with a 15 amp adapter, so if you're looking to plug in at home to run your fridge or charge your batteries, you got the power to do so. Up from that port is the exhaust for your furnace, so if you're ever running your furnace, you just want to make sure nothing's blocking that off. It does get hot. Ahead of that is just a service port for your fridge, nothing much back there for you to worry about. Up here is the vent for your stove, so of course propane stove is putting off fumes whenever you're using it, so you just want to make sure this flap here is opened up, allowing fumes to make their way out, with the fan inside of course helping that. Once you're done, you just get a couple little tabs on either side here, you're just going to press those in, and they kind of click into place, and lock it down for travel. Towards the front, right up top here, you've got your freshwater connection, so you're just going to pop that cap off of there, take your water hose and plug it into there, turn on the water, and that'll fill up your freshwater tank. You know that tank is full once it starts spitting water out of that vent right there. Below that, we've got the city water connection, so the same water hose you plug into here, turn on the water, and that'll just pressurize the lines throughout the unit. And then down in the bottom here, you'll see a little white cap in the back there, that's your freshwater drain. You just unscrew that cap and drains out the freshwater tank. One end of your storage compartment here, so you just get the little magnet up top. So as you open up that door, it just holds itself open. This customer's opted to go with the weight distribution hitch, so we've just got that stored in here for him. And you'll also find a water hose, as well as that park adapter I was talking about. So you got your 30 amp end into there, 15 amp to a standard household outlet. And around front of the unit, you've got a little red box over here. So that's your battery disconnect switch. So with that over to the side there, that's it turned on. With it up top, that's it turned off. So if you're storing the unit, you want it off. If you're ever using it, you want it of course turned on. Battery itself is housed inside of this box here, so as long as you're plugged in through that short cord in the back or your 7-pin into your tow vehicle, that battery is charging. Underneath this little lid here, if we just unscrew that cap and open up the little cover, you've got access to your propane tank here. So you're just going to it's just a standard barbecue style tank. You're just going to turn that valve to open it up, and there you have it. Up front of the unit, we've got your power tongue jack here. So up top, we got a little power switch for your light, and then up is up and down is down. Around the other side here, you got the other end of your storage compartment. It's the same magnet holds it open. And then inside of here, you get this little hose. So that'll be for your rear kind of kitchen area. So we'll just go and throw this in real quick. So you just get this one little port right behind your awning arm. You open that up, and you're gonna find two little ears here. Fit into those slots there. Line them up, little 1/8 turn, locks it in. And then you get the little garden hose at the end with all the different settings. So we'll just leave that here for now, and we'll grab everything else for the kitchen. we get this little table here, and it's got this little channel. So it's gonna sit right on this guy here. You're just gonna line up the top, lay it down, and then right underneath, you get this little wing here that comes down, just holds it out itself propped up. And then for the barbecue, you get a similar style of hanger, or your griddle, I guess. So we get this mount here. You get the two little arms, they're just gonna swing out and they pop into place. And the same style of hanger, just sits on the top, swings on down. Oh, I guess I got those backwards. And there we go. So with that in place, we can grab our griddle. And you'll see on either end, it's got these little plates here. We're just gonna slide those on. Then once it's slid in all the way, you just get these little clips here on either side. Just gonna slide it through that and just make sure it's not sliding anywhere on you. And then for the propane hose, it's just got a quick connect, pull that black collar back, it undoes itself. And then right in the back here, you get your connection for it. So you're just, again, just pulling that collar back, pushing it in place, locking it down. And then the propane outlets straight down below in the back here. So it's the same style of quick connect back here, just with the addition of this valve. So with that valve opened up, allowing the flow of propane, you cannot undo that collar. So you do have to shut off the flow first, and then you can push the collar back and insert the hose. And then we'll turn on the flow of propane. And then we'll come up to the griddle, and this knob here, you're just gonna press it in, turn it past light, and you'll hear that little lighter. Now the first time you use any of your propane system, it can take a minute just to clear all the air out of the propane line. It's perfectly normal. You can see it does fire right up. Once you're done, just turn it to off, and then just on the side here, you get the little grease trap. So we'll just leave that set up for now. And I believe that was it for this compartment. So in this side compartment, you've also got your manual override for your front tongue jack, as well as the jack for running all of your stabilizers. Okay. And of course, taking down your outside kitchen, it would all just store back in here. I'll do that afterwards though. So right behind your griddle here, as you can see, you do have the little outside power outlet there, so geofire protected, resets inside the unit. Outside here, you've also got your two exterior speakers. And then right beside your little kind of garden hose outside here, you got your black tank flush. So over time, you may notice you've dumped your black tank, but your monitor panel is still reading 1/3 or 2/3, whatever it may be. Typically, that's some debris inside of the tank just hanging between your probes, causing a misread. So what you can do is just take your water hose, plug it into here, open up your black tank and turn on the water, and that'll just flush out that tank, getting rid of any sort of debris that might be causing that issue. Around the corner to the back of the unit, we've got your hot water tank here, so you just get that little keyway, you're just gonna line that up, it pops on open. Before you ever turn it on, you just want to hit that relief valve right here. If this tank were full, you'd get a little bit of water coming out of there, just letting you know that it is in fact full. It's safe to fire up. If you're not getting any water out, you just want to make sure that it's turned on and you're full before you go turning it on. Currently, we do have the unit winterized, so this is of course empty. Once we get inside and do turn it on, I will go over a reset procedure, and the button that I'll refer to is just right here. If you're turning it on with electricity, it's just down in the bottom corner there, you get a little switch. Closing that back up, you're just lining up the keyway, lock it back down, and then in the back you also got your spare tire, a ladder so you can get up top and check your seals, and then lastly is just your P-wired mount for an observation camera. Now we'll make our way inside the unit. So you just get your assist handle here, just gonna pop it up 90 degrees, pops into place. Open up the door, door's just on a friction hinge so it sits wherever you leave it. One thing I will just note real quick is with this door wide open, it does contact your awning arm. So if you're ever moving your awning, or if you've got your awning open, you don't really want to be opening your door open much past 90 degrees. So for your step, you're just gonna grab it, pull on it, flip that last step over, then we can make our way on in. First things first, when you get inside, we got your fire extinguisher right inside the door, so that's standard. Pull the pin, point, and shoot. Up from there, up on the wall, you've got your interior light switch on the right there, so that turns on all of your interior lights straight through to the bathroom as well as over your dinette. The porch light here, if you turn that on, you get your little orange light outside. Your awning LED does the LED light below your awning. Your awning itself, just press and hold extend there, it'll make its way out. Again, just being mindful of our door here. Once that awning's fully extended, you're just going to see the black of the metal tube as well as the black flap come down. Once you see that, you're going to want to stop. If you're to continue extending past that point, it will actually wind itself up backwards, in which case your fabric will be underneath your tube, allowing it to then hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. So there's that flap, there's our tube, so we'll stop right there. Now if it were to start raining, it's of course going to be holding water anyway, so what you can do is just grab either arm, front or rear, and just pull down on it right there. Then you can see that changes the pitch of the awning out at the head, allowing water to then run off. Now if you like that angle better, because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with the arm up front. Before you bring it back in though, you just want to make sure these guys are back straight and fully extended, just so that we're not running the risk of bending anything. Then we'll make our way back inside. You can press and hold or retract, and that awning will make its way back in. Again, we're just watching that our fabric is over top of the tube, and that our door is at 90 degrees. And one more thing to keep in mind with the awning is it does catch a lot of wind, so once you get up to about 15-20 kilometers an hour wind, you're going to want to bring it back in just so that you're not running the risk of bending those arms. So while that guy's coming in, we'll just show you this up here. You get your little, the unit is pre-wired for solar, so that one's installed right here. You get your little controller, just lets you know how your solar charging is going. So into the bedroom here, we've of course got the couch here, it just flips on up and down. So flip it down, you're just going to pick up the foot, flip it back up, it's the same thing, just push it down. Now with it down, we've got your bed here, so you're just going to kind of push on that and pull that trigger back. And you can lay it down, and you get your whole bedding area here. So on either side, they're both identical. You get your little closet space here. Down below that, you get a G-Fi outlet as well as a USB outlet. On this side here, like I said, exact same closet space, outlet, USB, with the addition of the switch here, which does a light inside of either closet spot. On the head of your bed, you've got a little closet spot on either, or a little cubby space, I guess, actually, on either side. Up top here, we've got your window, so you got all of your little latches there. Undo all of those. And then we can push the window on open, and then on either end you get this little rod there with a little knob on it. Tighten down that knob, just holds the window open for you. Now this top curtain here, if we pull that down, is actually a screen, so you can keep the bugs out. And then once you're ready to keep the light out as well, you just pull up this bottom part with it, and you can light that all, block that all off. Once you're done, you just undo that latch there and pull it down. Do either one you like. Loosen off the knob, and the window closes down. The red knobs also signify that this window is an emergency exit. So of course, if you needed to get out, you're just undoing all the knobs, throwing the window out, and hopping on out. Once we're done, we're just going to pick up the foot of the bed, push that up, and then you can see the latch just holds it right up. And then we'll fold the couch back up, and there you have it. So over on this side here, up on the wall, we've got your GFI outlet. So you got test on the bottom, reset up top. So if you ever have an outlet that doesn't work, this is the first thing you should check. Over on the side, here's your monitor panel. So in the bottom right here, we've got water pump. Turn that switch on, turns on your water pump, drawing out of your freshwater tank to pressurize your lines. On the left is your water heater. So turn that switch on, your water heater fire up on propane. That little red light there will come on, letting you know the ignition sequence will start. It'll try that 3 times. Sorry, that light will go out once the ignition sequence has started, and it's going to try that 3 times. If after that 3rd try it hasn't fired up, that light's going to come on and it's going to stay on. At that point, we'll be going and using that reset button that we'd shown you. This sat right here, you can actually hear the whir of the flame. We know that tank's good. So up top for your monitor systems, we've got your battery in the bottom corner here. So you can see because we're plugged in right now, we're currently C for charging, G would be good, F is fair, and L is low. For your fresh tank, as you fill that up, it'll go to 1/3, 2/3, and full. Same idea for your black and your gray. And up top from there, we've got your thermostat here. Just press that bottom bar, it'll wake it up. Hit it again, it'll go into your fan speed. So fan low is just gonna move some air around on the low fan. Fan high is just gonna move air around on the high fan. So once that light goes out, you'll hear it kick in. There it is. After fan, you hit that bar again, it'll come down into cool high. So at this point, it'll turn on the compressor as needed, leaving the high fan on. Same idea for your cool low. Your low fan will be on all the time, cooling coming in and out as needed. After that, we'll hit it again, it'll come down into cool low auto, and this is where it'll become an on-demand system, so both the fan and the compressor will cut in and out as needed. Temp selection, of course, is just with your arrows here. Now with your air conditioner going, basically you just got your two different options here. You got two louvers there, you can close those off and have the air just out the back, or close off the back and have the air just out the front. There we go. After cool low auto, that's where it'll just come into high. So same idea, on-demand system using the high fan. And after cool, if we hit it again, come down into heat, we'll turn off the air conditioner and turn on your furnace. And the furnace itself is just back here. The one nice thing about this furnace is you can physically see the flame going once it lights up. We've got a little sight glass in the bottom left corner here, so we'll see once that turns on, you'll see that little blue flame. There we go. Now this furnace does just dump all of its air out from itself right here, so if you do want to get a fan to help move that air throughout, by all means. And after heat, if we just hit that bottom bar again, it'll come back to off and just turn everything off. Up on the ceiling from there, we've got your smoke detectors, press and hold. There we go. And in your kitchen, you get a little light above the sink, it's just on its own center push button there. Hot and cold water, of course, the mobile head. The sink cover is just plastic, so nothing hot in it, please. The stove cover just flips on open. Then you get your knobs here, so you're just going to turn those over to light. Hit it with a lighter, she fires right up. Like I said outside, the first time you use your propane system, especially if it's been a while, it can take a minute just to clear all the air out. That's perfectly normal. Now remember, whenever you're using those, you are putting off those fumes, so you want this fan here turned on whenever you're using that stove. You also get the light up here as well. A little bit of storage up top too. Then for your fridge, you're just going to open up the freezer, and then you get your controls across the top here. So the power button on the left, with it over flush, that's it turned off. With it at flush, that's it turned on. With this button on the right at flush, that's it going to be running on auto. Auto power is first going to look for 120 volt power. If it doesn't have 120 volt power, it will automatically flip over to gas. And if you're out boondocking and you want it running solely off of gas, just have this button come out over flush, and that'll run on just gas. Again, power button over flush, and that's it off. Close that back up, and we get your freezer down, or your fridge down below. Temp selection just in the back there, and as the sticker says, up is warmer, up is colder, down is warmer. Down below your stove, you've got your microwave here. It's pretty standard, just like home, with the addition of the kind of grill, or the, what's it called, convection feature. Yeah, it's a bit of storage down below your sinks here. This little black box here is your LP detector. So propane's heavier than air. It'll sit on the floor, the scale detect it and start going off, just like a smoke detector would. This one here is your converter, so just press the top and center, pops on open. You get all of your breakers across the left side here. Whenever a breaker breaks, it's going to sit in the middle, so just turn it off and back on to reset it. And then on the right side, you get all of your fuses. Get your vacuum here as well. So to change your bag, you're just going to pull this slider over, and then you can open it up, and there's access to your bag. Closing it back up, you're just pushing it in. Slide that over, and you attach your hose there. Power button right there turns it on. And then additionally down below here, you've got this kind of, no need for a dustpan thing. Just open it up, sucks up all the dust. There you have it. A little bit of storage space here as well beside the fridge. Call it pantry, I guess. And then for your dinettes, you just get your lights across the top there. They are on their own center push buttons, so you can turn them off if you need them. A bit of storage across the top there. This window is an emergency exit, again signified by the red latch, so you're just going to pull that up, slide that window wide open, and hop on out. Close these windows, slide them shut, slide that trigger down. Make sure that it goes down easily. If it requires force, you probably don't have the window closed properly. Got your stereo on the side over here, so the power button in the top right turns it on. Pretty straightforward little stereo. I think the only thing I'm really going to go over is your zones here. So your zone set 1 is your inside set of speakers and zone 2 is outside. Beyond that, just hit your kind of dot knob there. You can get into all of your settings. Then you got your AM, FM with your 2 seats there. And beyond that, super straightforward, simple little stereo. Press the power button to mute it, press and hold to turn it off. Down below that, we've got power outlet as well as your antenna back here. So you can see the antenna is currently hooked up. Right beside that is the power button for it. Just turns your antenna on and off. Cable and satellite outlet beside it. 12 volt outlet there. And then into the bathroom here. Got a little bit of storage space on the side here. Above my head is the roof end. So in the back corner you get the lock. Just unlock that, then you get the knob here to open it up. Once it's open, in the back corner here you got your power button to turn on the fan. You get speeds 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hit it again after 4 and it comes back around just to 1. And then in the corner here you also get the off. Once that's off, you can close it up. With it closed, whether you have it on whatever speed you got it on, it's going to turn itself off once you got it closed, and turn it over to just lock it. Blinds throughout the unit pretty well just sit where you leave them. The toilet just opens up, the flusher right front and center. Hot and cold water at the sink, of course. A little bit of storage down below it, just being mindful of our drains. We don't want to be breaking those. And here you will also find a toilet paper dispenser. We just don't install it simply because location is entirely personal preference. Then behind me, you've got your shower. It's pretty straightforward, all basic with the addition of the aquamizer. So while you're sat here waiting for that hot water to come through, instead of just pouring it down your drain, you can take this little knob here, slide it downwards, and that'll just recirculate that water back into your freshwater tank, just helping you save your water. Once you're ready for a shower, slide it back up, and that'll send it out the hose. Alright, I do believe that is about it for this, guys. If you've got any other questions on the unit, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.